Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome to a super quick kind of snapshot video. I'm in the latest snapshot, 18W07A. Came out yesterday. I'm not going to cover everything that's in this snapshot. There are a ton of features. It would be a fairly long video, and honestly, if you want to see a really good rundown of all the snapshots, go watch the video by like Exuma or Cubfan or any number of other people who've covered it more in depth. But what I want to cover specifically is the new blocks that have been added, because some new stuff has been added block-wise for builders, and that makes me very, very happy. So, the Prismarine blocks now all have slabs and stairs, which makes me so happy. You have no idea. Actually, in my single-player world, in Kingdoms, which is what this is the creative testing world for, and yes, I know it looks horrible, but I normally use a texture pack that makes this all look infinitely better. But in my single-player world, excuse me, I recently started a new kingdom, and I'm building primarily with these dark Prismarine blocks, or I'm using a lot of them, so the timing could not have been better. They just added slabs and stairs for a block that I'm about to be using a whole lot of. But what I'm really excited for, we've got these stripped bark blocks, and these are, there's one for every type of wood. So we have oak, spruce, birch, jungle wood, acacia, and dark oak. And I think these are gorgeous. Like, this oak is so nice. I can just picture so many uses for this. I'm going to use this block all the time. You get it by growing a tree, or, well, finding a tree, either one. We're going to grow a big tree, because that's another change. Podzol now spawns in when you grow a giant spruce tree, which means it's actually now possible to get a renewable source of Podzol without having to travel to a mega taiga to get tons and tons of it. But you grow a tree, you take an axe, and you right-click on the tree with the axe, like so, and that will get you this stripped bark block. So there you have it. That's how you get it. And it's the same for every type of tree, obviously. But this is going to be a great block for builders. It's going to be awesome. And honestly, like, this birch texture is pretty good. Compare that to like birch. Compare that to like birch logs. This is a really nice color. This is, I'm not really a fan of birch by it, the like birch wood plank texture. It's just a little too yellow and not enough white, but this is kind of this nice sort of like beige-ish color. You can see the color difference. Like, this is much yellower, and this has got a lot more like brown in it. I don't know. I could actually see myself using this birch, this stripped birch log texture for a lot of different things. The other thing that I really like about these is that when you put them together and kind of tile them like so, you can see the edges of them are darkened a little bit. And this is something that I actually do in my personal texture pack that I made. I darken the edges of the logs a little bit, but it's not something that's in vanilla. And it gives it kind of a rounded shape. So if you're building without a texture pack at all, I could see these being used for like a log cabin or something similar to that. Some sort of like log textures going this way. Also using these for like framework on a house. I mean, we've all seen at this point the vanilla textures. Let's just clear this. We've all seen vanilla houses where you build, something like this, build a little bit of a framework and kind of build it over and out, and then you maybe put like, I don't know, white concrete. Sure, we'll go with that. You put like white concrete behind it, right? And get kind of a Tudor style house, something like this. And then maybe here it kind of comes up, or you go up again, like so, and maybe about there. And this one, actually, we could even like scoot this back a little bit or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of different ways we could do this. But then up here, just to add some depth, maybe you bring it out a little bit, and then you put a roof on it or whatever, something along these lines, right? But this texture could work just as well, and maybe give you a little bit more of like a smoother feel which I think could be really nice too. You know, something like that for framework. And, you know, there are other log colors and stuff too. This is just a very nice kind of dull, smooth texture. I can see this being used for so many different things. It's going to be just, I don't know. I think this is a great addition to the game, and I'm very, very happy to have it. Anytime they add new blocks to the game, I become very happy. It's more stuff to play around with when I'm building, and that makes me very, very excited. So, the new log textures, awesome. Now, I do have a couple issues. Well, I shouldn't even say issues. I have a couple critiques with the texture. I think the spruce texture has a little bit too much green in it. You can see these olive green pixels. I'm not really a huge fan of that. I don't really care for the spruce log texture, honestly, which is interesting because spruce planks are by far my favorite block in Minecraft. That might surprise some of you. Some of you probably think it's stone brick, but no, spruce planks, I think, are the most versatile texture in all of Minecraft. And the dark oak, I think the dark oak is actually like the color that I would want the spruce to be. Like, look how close those are. Compare that to this. Like, the dark oak, I think, almost looks more like the spruce, like it should be spruce. I think the dark oak texture should be a little bit darker. I know it's just this same without the bark on it, but I do think that maybe the dark oak should be a bit darker. But overall, I think they're great. I hope they tweak this texture a little bit. And then the jungle wood, I don't really know. Like, this one's just a little funky. But I could see it being used. Oh, this actually could work really well in like an Adobe. This kind of looks like Adobe, actually. If you ignore the rings. Yeah. Anyway, now I'm getting sidetracked. Ideas are popping in. I'm loving it. So yeah, I hope they tweak these textures a little bit, but I think for the most part they're really good, and I think they're an awesome addition to the game. I can definitely see myself using this one, and this one, and this one for a lot of different things. I think these are going to be great for just all sorts of stuff. They've also added another block, and this is dried kelp. I don't know how useful this block is going to be. Mostly because of this white line, which is also not centered. Because blocks are only 16 by 16, right? Default texture is 16 by 16. That means it's not centered. Center is actually right here, and here it's a little to the left, and here it's a little to the left. So the line isn't centered, but like, I just don't know how usable that's gonna be, having these white lines kind of like popping up. And they're not directional. So like, you know, if we look at like hay bales, for example, hay bales are directional, right? So you have these ugly orange stripes, but you can kind of hide them if you, you know, do something like this, right? You can hide the stripes here. This, there is no hiding the stripe. The stripe is on all sides. If you look at it from the top, there's going to be 4 of them. If you look at it from the bottom, there's going to be 4 of them. If you look at it from the side, there's going to be 1 in the middle. And it just, I don't know, it just looks a little funky. Like, I'm not really a huge fan of this texture. On the other hand, I think if they got rid of the white lines, if they just got rid of those white lines completely, these, I'm assuming they're supposed to represent like bands, right? Like twine or something. But if they got rid of that, then this block I could see being used for all sorts of things. Right now, it looks like a Christmas present or something. I don't know. But I could still maybe see it like being used for like wallpaper or something. I mean, it's kind of an ugly texture even for like wallpaper. Maybe it would go with like dark oak or something. Or maybe these would go well together. It's not terrible. I don't know. That's going to be kind of a tricky block to play around with. I think the white lines really hurt it a lot. I could see it being used. This would actually be an amazing landscaping block if it didn't have the white lines. I could see this being used in like a marshy area right? You get like, I don't know, grab a few different things here. Some grass, some brown concrete, some green concrete. Let's actually get rid of the green terracotta. Maybe go like some coarse dirt and some podzol. And you can kind of mix all this stuff in, right? Do something sort of like this. Maybe a little bit here, 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 here. Mix in some podzol, right? Something along those lines. A little bit of coarse dirt as well. And I think if it weren't for like the white lines, like this could actually look okay, you know? In a setting like this, I could see it being used in a swamp. The grass, this biome, this is a creative flat, super flat world. So the whole thing is plains, but in like a swamp biome where the grass is kind of a darker color, this could work really well. I don't know, just some thoughts, but I don't want to keep this long video. I just wanted to kind of give my initial impressions of these new blocks that we're going to get to play around with as builders. 1.13 is shaping up to be an amazing update. It's going to be so good. And I think that these slabs and stairs are just the tip of the iceberg. I have a feeling that by the time 1.13 comes out, we're going to have a lot more than just prismarine slabs and stairs. I'm hoping we're going to have I'm hoping that we'll have slabs and stairs for all sorts of stuff that should have it right now. Andesite, diorite, cobble, endstone brick. What else? Red nether brick should really have slabs and stairs. Personally, I think concrete and terracotta should have slabs and stairs. What else? Mossy cobble, mossy stone brick should have slabs and stairs. I mean, there's just so many things that I would love to see slabs and stairs for. This, I would like to see a smooth stone texture. I'd like to see a stair variant for that. That would be nice. But yeah, I think it's going to be a great update. I don't want to keep this video super long though, guys, so I'm going to wrap this one up right here. My friends, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.